You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, in our marketplace segment, we're going to talk about Mahogany Books. They opened in 2007 to meet the needs of readers nationwide who were interested in books written for or about people in the African diaspora. After being an online-only bookstore, they were able to open the doors to its first physical store located in D.C. Joining us right now is Derrick Young and Ramunda Young. They are co-founders of Mahogany Books. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? How are you, sir?
Hey, Roland. How are you? Thank you for having us.
Doing great, doing great. I got to ask you this here. I mean, a lot of folks, of course, staying at home. COVID is keeping folks out. Have you seen an explosion of folks buying books? Because what the hell else you going to do?
Exactly, right? Actually, we did, to be frank. So, like you mentioned, we've been in business since 2007, and we started online. And so our website had already been equipped to ship books to customers all across the nation. We have a great customer base. And so when COVID kicked in, we didn't have to tweak our website. We really could focus on our energy by focusing and making a priority what our customers needed, really listening to them. So with all these parents having their kids at home, we really turned to creating children's book bundles because, like you said, what are you going to do but read? And so we really tried to make it simple for the families. We made bundles for elementary age. We had another bundle of books for kids from middle school, high school, so parents could just easily point and click. So that's what we did. We really focused in on what customers were needing at that point. We also created Blind Date with a Black book. So a lot of people were excited and always looking to us for our curated books and what we liked. And so we created a bundle so people didn't know what they were going to get, but we chose the books and people were excited to have that surprise land on their doorstep. So yes, people were reading like crazy during the pandemic.
Derrick, how do you also get people to take the extra step to order their books online from you, as opposed to the ease of Amazon? You got Barnes and Noble, and folks like, yeah, but Prime is free. Because again, you're not just competing with other small bookstores. I mean, you're competing against behemoths that, frankly, make it easy for folks just to press one button, boom, it shows up tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we've done from the very beginning was be true to ourselves. We knew that we weren't going to compete with Amazon on prices and all these other different things that they do. But what we do is we know Black books. So we focused in on the curation of the books, on finding books that people didn't even know existed, on making sure that people understood that there were a wide variety of voices out there telling our stories. So those books weren't being promoted or merchandised on our competitors' websites like they were on ours. So that's what we really focused in on, to make sure that if you wanted to hear something that talked about yourself, that went into your history, that reflected our values, our wants, our needs, then you came to Mahogany Books to find those books.
So, Ramunda, if I'm, let's say there's a particular book that is hard to find, and so could someone contact y'all and say, hey, this is the book that I'm looking for? Can you find this particular book? And then what is your process for doing that?
Absolutely. So we work with one of the world's largest, actually the world's largest distributors. So almost any book in print we have access to, almost. And so what our customers can do, if they don't find it on our website or amongst the thousands of books that we have there, they can easily call our store. We have a great team of people that can take those calls and fulfill those orders, place those orders over the phone and still have it shipped to their house. So there's a couple of different ways, because customer service is very important to us. I'll be honest, it was crazy during those last few months of last year when it was just an onslaught of books, and juggling all of that. But we love that we can cater to our customers in that way and offer them books that they can't find anywhere else. And to your point about people wanting to go other places, there has been for the past probably 5 or 6 years a strong push to shop Black. I know a lot of people are just seeing it in the last year, but there's been a steady increase of people saying, you know what, I'm choosing where I want to put my dollars and I want to put them with you guys. It's a book. It doesn't have to be here overnight. I'm okay with that. And so we know our customers, we know that they are open to that and that they really are supporting a Black business who's also turned around and active in the community. So we give books away to kids. So it's not just, oh, I can go get my books overnight. It's bigger than that. And we know that our customers seek that. And so that for us is an honor to be able to fulfill that niche for them.
All right, then. Derrick, tell folks where they can find y'all if they want to begin place orders now. And then also remind folks that when that big bestseller book comes out, let's say Barack Obama's book or Michelle Obama's book, if they want to get on the waiting list for it, they can contact y'all.
Yeah, indeed. So you can always go to mahoganybooks.com. That's our online store website. We offer pre-orders on almost every book that's out. In fact, we're doing a bunch of pre-orders for Amanda Gorman's books, the fantastic young poet that was at the President Biden's inauguration. So again, they can go to mahoganybooks.com. We're always promoting new books and on our Instagram, and at all of our socials is at Mahogany Books.
Yeah, we'd love to be able to provide those books to anybody looking. You know, a lot of people think Black books are just for Black people. Everybody needs to read about our history. Everybody needs to know about the contributions we've made to this country and others too. So we're excited to be able to provide that for everyone.
All right, then. We surely appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Derrick Young, Ramunda Young, Mahogany Books here in Washington, D.C. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
All right, thank you very much. This, Amisha, is again when you're deliberate, and I think what we're talking about here is we're trying to get Black consumers to be deliberate in their actions, deliberate in their spending, deliberate, and even if you can't do it, on everything. If you just simply say, hey, I'm going to make the effort. Perfect example. We are in Atlanta today. We're in Tuskegee, Alabama tomorrow, and we're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida on Thursday. And typically, and I've been with CNN, TV One, and we've had these events, and we've had productions, and somebody say, well, hey, we're just going to order some food from Corner Bakery or here. I said, no. We're going to find a Black caterer or a Black restaurant that's in Atlanta. We're going to order the food from them. We're going to find out it's a Black-owned restaurant or caterer in Tuskegee, Alabama. We're going to order food from them. We're going to do the exact same thing in Jacksonville. I remember when I was at TV One, and folk could take this the wrong way, but I don't really care. It bothered me immensely when I would have big interviews, and they couldn't find no Black photographer. And I was like, damn. I said, if the Black media company don't hire a Black photographer, who the hell gonna hire Black photographers? And so I remember we had our PR person. It was her first day. This was probably her first week. This was the first time she had to encounter me. I said, come here. I said, the next time I have an interview like this here, I better see a Black photographer who y'all employ. And just understand that was a Black photographer after that every time, because I had to force them, a Black media company, to say, go find somebody who can do this, who's Black, to provide them a shot.
I think, Roland, to that point, part of this is you have to be intuitive and want to do it, because I think that it's very easy for folks to get lulled away in, oh, I'm going to order from this restaurant, or, oh, I'm going to invest in this bookstore. I'm just going to Amazon this thing. These are typically things that aren't top of mind for a lot of people, even though they should be for Black people. If we talk about, raising our bed of entrepreneurship, having more leaders and more people who are out here doing this thing on their own and leaving something for their kids and future generations, we also have to, as a people, people invest in those future generations, invest in those entrepreneurs who look like us, make sure that we know who in our community has coffee shops, make sure that we know who in our community has sandwich shops, who in our community has entertainment venues, who in our community can serve as the makeup artist, the wedding planners, all of these things that people use on a regular basis. But I think that in many cases, because of, lack of advertisement, sometimes it can make it harder for them to reach the masses. But for Black people, there has to be an intuitive thing within us that says, no matter where we are, we should be looking for people who own these companies, who look like us, that we can actually take our dollars to. Because in many cases, that's the support that they need. That's how they drum up attention. That's how they get what they need. I'm a native Chicagoan, so Sip and Savor, shout out to them. I love that coffee shop. That's the only coffee shop I would go to in the entire city, because it is owned by a Black man. It is owned by a Black man who was able to expand and have multiple coffee shops that carry his name. In D.C., I go to Mahogany Books.
Right.
I appreciate Mahogany Books. That's one of the bookstores that I believe, actually, because of what they also do for the community. As someone who's worked in education policy, I have a great respect for bookstores that are also providing books for kids who otherwise would not be able to receive them. We have to intuitively make those decisions ourselves and step up and support our Black entrepreneurs.
Mustafa, again, we got to keep pushing it. We got to keep pushing it. Got to keep pushing it. The reason I keep talking about the Black media dollars is because then we're able to provide a Mahogany Books who may not be able to afford a big marketing advertising campaign, the opportunity to be on for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, which is invaluable for a Black-owned business.
If you want to be in community, be in community. And what that means is that you have to support each other. Black doctors. My doctor is Black. My dentist is Black. My health food store is Black. And I can go down the line. And that's because it's not just about raising your right hand with a power fist when the moment comes. It is also about being very intentional about your dollars, because the dollar is power. And how we use it will determine if we actually build wealth inside of our communities that then gives us leverage and power to do so many other things, or if we continue to just let it float away and someone else to utilize it.
Bottom line is, I really can do without terrorists, the convenient Negroes who are conveniently Black when they need or desire something. And again, when we talk about the collective, the community, you got to actually be about it. And again, here's the deal: if you take care of the community will take care of you.
Actually, you said it absolutely correct. If you take care of the community, and the word community obviously is a common union. And so I'm literally loving this segment right now, because that's really what this thing is all about. And like we always talk about leverage. And one of the most frustrating things to me that I've actually seen, even in my hometown of Battle Creek, Michigan, a lot of times in predominantly Black neighborhoods, we see everybody owning businesses except for people who live there. But unfortunately, what happens is they will come in and actually take those dollars, and then they choose to live somewhere else. And so we constantly are seeing this all over the country, where those dollars are leaving our community, going somewhere else, and yet we're still struggling. So I really appreciate that you are actually talking about, or that we're actually having this conversation right now. You don't understand, my heart is just really touched, because we cannot no longer apologize for supporting our own, because nobody else is. Nowhere in the United States that I know of that you can go to a Chinese restaurant and see somebody Black working there, or even somebody white for that matter, and they don't apologize for that. And so neither should we apologize for that. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have to actually make for sure that we're supporting one another, because we can lift ourselves up if we do that.
Well, and that's why I subscribe to that great financial wizard, Frank Lucas, in the movie American Gangster, when Denzel Washington said, "I'm gonna get that money."
Yes, sir.
He said, "I'm gonna get that money." So somebody, I know he was a drug dealer. All I'm saying, y'all, is I'm cool with that phrase, "I'm gonna get that money." That's what we got to be about in order to actually change the condition of our community. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.